Well, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Breanna Colón, host of Your Life, Your Money with Breanna Colón. This is the first time in a long time. I think actually it might be the first time now that I think about it. No, no, it's not. No, it's not. First time in a long time that I've actually done a live podcast. It's been quite a while. Most of our podcasts have been pre recorded, but today I decided to go live. Here I am, technical difficulties and all, but here we are for another podcast episode. So, today, guys, we're going to talk briefly about two upcoming events that I wanted to let you know about. Two women. This is for the women today. Now, of course, men, if you're watching, that's fine too, because you're connected to some women. So do listen, and do tell, the important women in your life. But I want to talk to you about two important events that are coming up this weekend. Both are going to be absolutely transformative, transformational, encouraging, empowering, all of the above, all of the above. And of course, yours truly is one of the guest speakers. So I wanted to talk to you about that today. So the first one is called the Transformation Encounter, which is happening. Actually, it starts tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, starts tomorrow on Thursday. And I'm just going to read to you, share with you a little bit about this. The host of this event is a friend of mine, Andrea Renfro. And both of these ladies that I'm going to tell you about today, absolute powerhouses that are putting on these transformational events for women. You absolutely want to go to both, go to one, whatever fits, as my pastor says, get in where you fit in. That's what you need to do. So, this first one called the Transformation Encounter, which is presented by Life Keys Training Center, is going to be a 2.5 day experience. So that's actually going to be starting tomorrow, and it runs through Saturday. So even if you can't make, oh man, it's kind of last minute for me, I can't do Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Even if you want to just do one day, that's fine too. One day is still going to, be informational and possibly transformative for you. So anyway, this is a 2.5 day experience designed for leaders and visionaries. Are you a leader? Are you a visionary? This is for the women, but it's designed for leaders and visionaries who are ready to move from vision to execution with greater clarity, order, structure, and accountability. All of that, all of that. So for my ladies that are watching, that are leaders and visionaries, and you feel like you've had this vision and you're trying to get it birthed, that's kind of where you are, and you're trying to get some structure, get some order to what you're trying to do, this event may be for you. So it says the vision is real, but sometimes order and structure are missing. And so this transformation encounter, it's not a women's conference, it's an encounter, is created for those who know that they carry something meaningful but need the framework, the language, the community, and the practical direction to bring it forward with focus and consistency. So this one is not your traditional conference. It's not a feel-good thing. It's intended for you to leave there with actionable steps for how to transform and change your life, how to bring your vision forward. Now, for me personally, I am speaking tomorrow in the afternoon. And so even if you can't make all 2.5 days, you ought to at least try to come and join for the one day. And it's going to be in Alexandria, Virginia. And I'll give you you can get onto my website, www.breannacolón, BreannaColon events, and we'll give you the information, both of these events that I'm telling you about today, if you want to get in and get a ticket. So again, you can get a one-day ticket. You can also get a discount using my code, which is TTE 2026 IFS. TTE 2026 IFS. If you use that code, you can get 10% off of the registration. Again, you can register for all 3 days, Thursday to Saturday, or if you want to register for one day, hey, Breanna, I can only come on Friday or whatever, then that's fine too. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek. And so I'm going to be talking from the topic transformation, change your mind, change your money, change your life. Now, I'm not going to tell you too much because you got to show up to be able to hear what I'm going to really, really say about it. But, in general, thinking about what does God say about us and money, and is there transformation that needs to take place within our money? Are you happy in your current lifestyle financially? Are you happy with how things have gone? Are you happy with where you are, every aspect of your life financially? Are you happy about it? And if the answer is no, or like, I feel all right, if there's any kind of then maybe this event is for you, because maybe you need to think through some things that will help you move from to I'm feeling great financially. You know, who doesn't want to feel great financially? And it's not just about feeling great, but it's also about being great and taking the necessary action steps to be great. Everyone wants to be financially comfortable, financially free, and that's the mission of our company of Integrity Financial. Our whole mission is to help people um, to achieve financial freedom using mindset and money strategy. So we want everybody to be free. Okay. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful feeling. And that's nice and all, but nobody wants just to feel good. We want permanent lifestyle changes. And so this event, like I said, we're going to be, at least from my segment, I'm going to be talking about how to transform how you think about money, um, how your mindset, your money, and how all of that ties together to change your life, but also from a biblical perspective and thinking about your goals and all of the different aspects about financial habits, what financial strategies could be useful to you to help on your journey to success, all of those types of things. So again, I'm not going to give you everything because I want you to come to the event. I tell you the whole thing now, there would be no point, right? Right. So anyway, and then also impact to business for any of you that are business owners and you have some things, maybe you've done a lot of things well, and you're like, hey, I probably need to attend because it would be nice to rub shoulders with some other business people, some other leaders and visionaries, but also to get some ideas for myself that might propel me forward. Then absolutely, you might want to think about attending that event as well. So again, for those that are just tuning in, let me just give it to you one more time before I move on. Which is the Transformation Encounter presented by Life Keys Training Center, which is owned by Andrea Renfro. And that's going to be going from this Thursday, starting tomorrow through Saturday. It's a 2.5-day event for women leaders and visionaries who are ready to move from vision to execution with greater clarity, order, structure, and accountability. Again, the event's going to be in Alexandria. You can get more information if you log onto my website, www.breannacolón.com/events. And that'll give you some information about that. Now, the second event that I'm going to tell you about is happening this weekend also, all the events, right? But it's going to be a fantastic and fabulous weekend, and I am all here for it. I'm speaking at both events. Thank you, Jesus, for the opportunity. But this second event is called The Table, and it's a Women's Empowerment Summit. Now, this will be actually my second time speaking at this event, and this particular one is running from Saturday to Sunday. The full conference, all-day conference, is on Sunday. But if you want the full VIP experience, then you can attend Saturday evening, which is when it starts from 6 to 9. And that's in Savage Mill, Maryland. The full day conference is in College Park, Maryland, at the hotel at the University of Maryland. So that one is another absolutely fantastic event. It's called the Table 2026 Change Agent. We want to be able to impact and change people's lives. We were all created and designed for a purpose, right? And so, are you carrying out your purpose? If you're not, you might want to have your seat at the table for this event this weekend. So, I am speaking at that event on Sunday, and I am excited to share with the women. And it's definitely going to be an impactful time. I'm going to be talking about generational wealth because that is important. It's important that we're not just building things to be building things or building things for ourselves, but we want to be able to impact the next generation. Are you really okay with you doing great and your family is broke? How can we help impact and change the next generation? We want the generational cycle of bad things to stop with us. And let's start creating some new habits. And so we want to really be able to talk through that during my segment anyway. We'll be talking through that on how do we impactfully um, affect the generations going forward? How do we help people to propel forward and not just create money that we're leaving behind, but also help teach our family members how to handle the wealth? We've all had stories, or at least heard of stories, of people who have gotten money and the money flew through their hands faster than a salary in a year. They came into some money and then they received it and blew through it in 3 months, 6 months, a year, or whatever. I've certainly met some people that have been in that category through it. That shouldn't be the case. That just means that there are some gaps within the family on how to understand how what's been given to you. It's a blessing if someone leaves money behind for you. It's a blessing, but we want to be able to take that money and steward it well. We want to be able to carry that forward and actually be able to do what it was intended to do, which is to be able to carry on and carry forth for generations to generations. It shouldn't stop. If I leave wealth behind for my kids, it shouldn't stop with just my kids. They shouldn't blow through the money and that's it. It should be able to carry forward for their kids and their kids and their kids if we do it right. If we do it right, that's really the key. We can leave houses, we can leave land, but what difference does it make if you do nothing with it? If you just let the house sit and grow and grow grass all around it and you do nothing with the house, what was the point in having generational wealth? If you've got land and that's been passed down, I hear this a lot with land where especially in our culture where someone passes down land and passes down land to the next person to the next person, and they're just holding it but not really doing anything with it. Then what are we doing? We're just passing it down. And for what? It's good to pass it down, but it's also good to steward it well and be fruitful with what's been given to you. But that just means that there is more work for us to do with our family members to really educate and empower them on how do we not only just receive what's been given to us, but we steward it well and understand what does that mean? What exactly do we need to do with it? If we get a life insurance policy and someone leaves us $200,000 or $300,000, what do we do with it? Do we know what to do with it? How to invest it? How do I implement this into my life and the purpose that's been given to me that I can carry forward? I'll give you an example. My father left some money for me when he passed away a few years ago, of his pension, and so I started receiving a monthly check. Now I could have been like some people and just decided to upgrade my lifestyle. Ooh, I got another check. I'm gonna just upgrade my lifestyle, but that's not really carrying forward generational wealth. That would just be me blowing through money and every month and just enjoying it, going to get me a Porsche or something expensive because now I got an extra check that I didn't know I was going to have. But no, I decided to be smarter about it and say, all right, how can I take this check and create another future check? So I invested those funds into an IUL, which is an Index Universal Life Policy. I took those funds and acted like that money doesn't exist, put it into this IUL, and now I'm allowing that to grow over time such that when I turn 62, I will then stop making those payments. So now I'm going to still have the check that I was getting from my father, but now I'm going to have that check and another check coming in. So now I've created one check and turned it into two checks by just doing something different. So again, when you think about it, what can you be doing different in your finances to create wealth for yourself? What kind of things might you need to be doing differently to create a better outcome? Maybe some things that you didn't even realize. Like, for example, when you get a raise every year, what are you doing with that money? That's money that you didn't already have. So maybe you got a 3% increase per year. Are you taking that money in and creating it as a part of your lifestyle? Or are you doing something fruitful with it? Are you increasing your 401k contributions? Are you investing in something else? Are you starting a Roth? What are you doing with those extra funds? That's an extra opportunity every year that you get an increase that the Lord is blessing you to be able to do something with those funds that can propel your life. So what if you weren't doing that? Maybe some of you are, and that's fantastic. High five, air five to you. But if you haven't been doing that, that's just one example of what can I do differently with the money that is coming to me every year. What can I do differently with the money that's coming to me every month? If you think about your salary for a minute, if you think about how much money, what is your actual salary for the year? If you're making $80,000 a year, you're making 100,000, you're making 150, $180,000 a year. If you think about that for a minute and multiply that by 10, let's just say you're making $100,000 times 10. That's $1 million every 10 years $1 million has been paid out to you. Do you have enough to account for the fact that you received $1 million over that 10-year window? Do you have enough to account for it? It's something to think about. Whatever salary you're at, multiply it by 10 and then ask yourself, what have I done? Now, I know we got taxes to pay and all of that. That's fine. But what have I done with this money that I've received in the last 10 years? If you make $100,000 a year, that means every 10 years you're a millionaire. Really? You're a millionaire every 10 years. What are you doing with those money, those funds? And can you account for it in such a way that you feel great about? It's something to think about. If you make more than 150, for some of you, and you're like, oh man, I'm not feeling good now because that's times 10. That's $1.5 million every 10 years. If I've been working this job for 30 years, well, that's $4.5 million that's gone through your hands in some shape, form, or fashion, give or take the amount for taxes. Even if you take your net times 10 years, okay, that's still a lot of money. Can we be better stewards of what God has blessed us with? For those of you that are rocking out with what you have, fantastic. But I'm telling you right now, I already know it is not the average person, which is why we're having this conversation. Because if everybody was rocking out, there would be no need to talk about it. But we know that is not the facts. So I'm just giving you kind of a taste to think about, where are you financially? Are you on the road on a journey to financial freedom for yourself? But also, are you creating and doing the right things with your money that's going to allow you to be comfortable now and later? Nobody wants to just put money away. So, oh, I'm going to be great when I retire. What if you don't make it to retirement? Can you be great now and later? Like the candy, now, later. I like to be great now and later. A lot of people talk about what they want to be able to do in retirement, but what do you want to be able to do right now? Can you be comfortable now and still be comfortable later? How do you even do that? How do you do that? And being comfortable later is taking care of yourself, but also, again, making sure that you are in that process teaching your family how to do the same. So when you decide to leave money behind or assets behind for your niece, your nephew, your grandchild, your daughter, your son, whoever, they know what to do with that money. So this event, like I said, I know I went turned on the street right there, but it was necessary. Apparently, it needed to be said. So this weekend's event, the table, 2026 Change Agent. This women's conference is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be all the way live. I'm telling you right now, I've been to it before, and live DJ, all day affair, and lots of speakers besides myself. I'm just talking about me right now, but lots of speakers. This one, this table event is put on by Lakeisha Bunn, and she started with a vision. And this table event is designed to gather women from every walk of life for conversations that go beyond motivation and inspiration. This summit creates space for learning, reflection, connection, and practical action across key areas such as spirituality, mental wellness, beauty, finance, multi-generational conversations, civic advocacy, and legacy. The goal is for attendees not only to leave inspired, but equipped with tangible skills, resources, and insights that they can apply in real life. More than inspiration, this is activation. So this Table 2026 is created for those who are ready to move from insight to action. So if you know you've been sitting on some stuff that you know you really need to move the needle on, and you've just been hemming and hawing and hemming, and then you might want to come out to this event. Like I mentioned, it's Saturday and Sunday. Saturday evening, if you want the full VIP experience, then it's Saturday and Sunday. If you want to do the one day, then that is going to be all day Sunday. Again, you can get on my website, www.breannacolón, BreannaColon/events, and you can see both events that I've talked about this morning. What to expect? What can you expect if you attend this event? As I've just mentioned, I'm going to be talking about generational wealth and how do we break the cycle? What are some actionable steps that we can do right now? And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to bring it all the way live, all the way live. So, but what you can expect in general, thought-provoking keynote speeches, TED Talk styles from visionary leaders, interactive workshops and panels designed for real-world application, honest conversations around wellness, wealth, faith, advocacy, and legacy, meaningful networking with individuals, building impact across industries, curated spaces for reflection, celebration, and community. This event is for women leaders, professionals, entrepreneurs, creatives, ministry leaders, advocates, business owners, community builders, and anyone who wants to grow and influence purpose, wellness, and impact. Whether you are leading in your home, your workplace, business, ministry, or community, this table event is designed for you. So this event is going to be in College Park, Maryland at the table. I'm sorry, at the hotel at the University of Maryland. So I am really excited for you to attend. Oh, let me give you the discount code. I'm sorry. If you want to attend, the discount code for that event is table 10. It's all caps, the word table and 10, and you'll get 10% off. I would love to see you there. If you got friends that you know need to be inspired and encouraged and motivated and want to network and build and really take things to the next level, it's a great event for them to be able to attend. So this is a short podcast for today because I really wanted to just hop on and tell you about both events, but also just kind of touch a little bit about, what I'm going to be speaking on, as I mentioned, which the first event is the Transformation Encounter, and I'll be speaking there tomorrow again about transforming, just transforming our mind, how we think about money, and how changing the way we think about money can absolutely have a change in our life. All of us need to be financially free. I don't know who wouldn't. Is there anybody that doesn't want to be financially free? Raise your hand. Who doesn't want to live a financially free life? Okay. I will probably, that is my mission and my passion, to help people to be financially free and show people what's possible. What's possible. I didn't grow up learning about money. My I learned a little bit here and there. My parents taught me what they knew, but as far as learning how to invest and how to save properly, and how to do certain things as it pertains to finances, please, didn't know any of that. But as you can see, that didn't stop me. So that cannot be the excuse if you are one of those people who are like, yeah, I really didn't grow up learning about money. And what we do in our adult life is up to us. Doesn't matter. Yes, the past matters from a standpoint of learning, but what we do differently as adults is what makes all the difference. So my life experiences have actually helped propel me forward to be to where I am now, to be able to talk about being financially free. So I just want to make sure that I help people that have had that excuse of, well, I didn't really grow up learning about money, and my mom used to do it this way, or my dad did it this way, and and it doesn't matter what happened before. What are you going to do differently today that can change the direction of your life tomorrow? I've said this before in a speech where I said being broke is optional. Yes, I am saying it again. Being broke is optional, meaning we have a choice. We don't have to be broke. We become broke by the financial decisions that we make. And all of that, we have a choice. So, what choices are you making in your financial life? Are you making good financial decisions, or are you making decisions that are just sending you in a backward spiral? Are you a slave to the lender? Are you constantly borrowing money all the time for everything? If that's the case, then maybe it's time to make a change. Maybe it's time to turn the corner. Maybe it's time to do something different. And sometimes it's a lot, well, quite often we meet people who are doing really well at making the money. They got the six-figure salary and doing fantastic as far as bringing in the money. But are we managing the money in a way that is honoring and pleasing to God? If God came and did an audit right now of your finances, are you going to be like trying to clean up before the maid comes? Like, oh, okay, wait a minute, Lord, hold on, let me get stuff ready. Wait a minute, Lord, I'm almost ready. Let me. Or are you going to be like, you know what? Thank you, Lord, for coming to see and check my finances, and here you go. Which one will you be? Which one will you be? It's certainly food for thought to really consider and think about. Would the Lord be pleased with what you're doing and what I'm doing with the money that He has given us to steward? And not just the money, but what He's blessed us with, period. Whether it's the house, the car, every aspect of things that God has blessed us with. Are we stewarding it in a way that if God came right now and said, hey, let me see what you've been doing, are you going to be trying to run and hide? Are you going to be trying to hurry up and clean up and fix it up? Or are you going to be like, Lord, here you go. This is what I've done with what you blessed me with. All I'm saying is, wherever you find yourself, if you're not happy with some aspect of your financial life, you have the ability to change it. But it starts right here. It starts right here. You got to want to. That's the step first. First step. You got to want to. If you want you to have a different result in your financial life, I'm telling you, you can have it. You can have it, whatever it is. Sometimes people get so stuck where they are financially that they can't allow themselves to really see the possibilities for the future. It's hard for me to see and visualize myself in a financial free state because I'm so stuck on the day-to-day stuff. I'm still stuck on I got to pay these credit cards off. I got to pay off the Klarna and the Affirm and the this and the that. I got to pay off all these things. I can't focus on what I want for myself. But you need to focus on what you want for yourself because that's what's going to drive your decisions and allow you to think clearly about how to put together a plan. So allow yourself, if you've been in that space of stuck, feeling financially stuck in some sort of way, allow yourself the moment to just think about and give yourself permission. What do I want my life to look like? What ideas and of course have done that. And for me, I decided I wanted to be able to travel monthly. Monthly. I don't want to wait till I retire to travel. People say it all the time. When I retire, I'm going to travel more and da 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 da. Well, I don't want to wait till I retire to travel more. I want to travel more right now because I can. Why not? Who said I couldn't? Who said you couldn't? If there's certain things that you want for your life, who told you that you could not do it or achieve it or have it? Who said? Who wrote the rules? Is that in the Bible somewhere? Because I haven't seen it. I saw with God, all things are possible. I did see that. So we got to just have a plan for our lives. Once I decided that I wanted to be able to travel somewhere every month, I wanted to be able to have 8 small trips per month, like a weekend getaway. And I wanted to be able to do 4 big trips per year. I wanted to be able to do that. I decided that that is what I wanted for my life. That's what I want my life to look like. What do you want for your life? And do you have a clear path on how to get there? So, like I said, once I decided that that's what I wanted, well, then I got to put a plan together because it's not going to happen just because I decided. So I put a plan together and started, getting savvy because I needed to be able to prove to people that you don't have to be rich to live well. Um, you don't have to be a millionaire or a multimillionaire to be able to travel frequently. You just got to have financial strategy. You got to have a financial plan for whatever it is that you want to do, you know? So that's what I did. I started putting together strategy and figured out because I don't like to spend a lot of money. Let's start there. I'm cheap. You could ask my husband. I don't like to spend a lot of money, but I do like to travel and I want a quality trip. I want the I want the Macy's trip for the Walmart price. How about that? That's what I want. The Macy's trip for the Walmart price. Give me the quality, but don't give me the quality price. Give me the discount. So I set out to do that and we've done it. So I pretty much, people be like, where you at now? Are you in town? You out of town? Because I'm going all the time somewhere, right? But it's not about how much money you make, ladies and gentlemen. It's about how much money you keep. So how much money, if you're making, you got $5,000 every month coming in, take home, you got $3,000 a month. I'm telling you, if you're only making $3,000 a month of take home, what you want is possible. I'm not saying everybody needs to travel every month like me. That's just what I wanted to be able to do. But what do you want for you? What is it? Because it's going to require some change. And that change might be maybe I don't go to Starbucks every day. What's high on my priority list? Maybe if I cut back on my Starbucks, and no, I'm not picking on Starbucks because if you like coffee, you like coffee, okay? But what I'm saying is, do you have to do it every day? You might want to pull back a little bit of something, one area, so that you can have more of what you want in the other area. So how bad do I want to travel? Bad enough that if I need to move some things around, or if I need to save up my personal allowance, or I need to whatever I need to do, I'm going to figure out how to do it and still make sure all the bills are paid, that I'm also not borrowing. I'm not funding my vacation on Klarna and Afterpay and all these other people. I'm not using a lender to finance my trip. I'm going to already have the funds and a means to be able to pay off said trip. Now I'm going to put it on the credit card because I want them points. Got to get those points because points equal free. But not carrying that credit card balance, because then that means I'm a slave. And I'm not trying to, there's a song for that. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. Now that was about fear, but I'm still not a slave to the lender either. I don't want to be a slave to the credit card people. I want them to pay me. I don't want to pay them. Okay. I don't want to pay them interest. That's the mindset you got to get to. You got to almost become allergic to interest. Now, I'm not saying I don't have any debt. I do still have a mortgage now. I got a car loan that my business pays for and things like that. But what I am saying is I am extremely strategic about everything. And when it comes to the credit card debt, I am not trying to give the lenders, those credit card people, any more money than necessary of what I use to get the points. I want everything that they're giving me. That's what I want. Everything they're giving me. So anyway, my point here is, what do you want for your life? What do you want your financial life to look like? What is it that you haven't achieved that you want to be able to achieve, that you're in your everyday life, whether it's your job, it's a career path move. I don't like my current job, change it. I'm not saying go quit tomorrow, but I am saying don't get so comfortable in the job that you don't like that it stifles you from looking for what you really want, for what you were intended to actually do, the job that you will actually enjoy going to every morning, that you look forward to going to. I absolutely love getting to do what I get to do. And it's a get to, because it's not every day that someone is going to trust you with their personal finances, to let you into that space to say, hey, yeah, this is what I have in my retirement accounts. This is what I have. This is what my paycheck is. This is my debts. It's like, these are sacred spaces, quite honestly. And I would never take it for granted, but it's a privilege for people to be able to try that way. But this is my passion lane. Passion lane, what are you supposed to be doing? Are you walking in your purpose? Because that has a direct effect on your ability to create and to create generational wealth, to create the life that you want. Are you working in the career, in the job that you want to be working in? And if you're working a second job, um, make sure you're being fruitful so that that second job is always optional. You know, you shouldn't be working a second job, because most people anyway don't work a second job just because they love working. Most most are working a second job because they had to. They needed to make ends meet. They needed to make extra money to pay down debt. There's a reason. So if you're doing that, then great. But don't get so comfortable. And I'll say this too, especially in the times we're in right, not only the uncertainty, but also the shutdowns. We've had multiple shutdowns, yet people still act like they didn't know the shutdown was coming. We're still operating financially as if we didn't realize it was possible for a shutdown to occur. So it's important to make sure that we never get so comfortable in our jobs that we don't save properly, so that if a time comes where they decide to cut you from said job that you've been at for 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, that you're financially ready. Not mean that you're pulling from your TSP or from your 401k. That is not an emergency fund. That's not what it was designated for. An emergency fund is just what it says, an emergency fund. So many people have gotten so comfortable because, oh yeah, I've been here 10 years. Oh, I've been here 15 years, 20 years. Do not get comfortable in your job from a financial point of view. It is so crucially important now, especially because there's still so many job uncertainties. We just had a client recently who was out of work for 10 months. 10 months. Did she plan for that? No. But she was out of work for 10 months. Nobody expects that. But what if? You got to prepare for the what if. So how much should you be saving? Now, I know I'm turning on the street here. I done got started, so I done got warmed up. So now I'm on it now. I'm on it now. But let me just talk about it briefly. How much should you have saved? You can answer this question in your car, at work, wherever you're watching. How much money is the amount that you should have saved per month? This is your test to figure out, do you have enough money saved in your emergency fund? And again, emergency is not your 401k. I mean a lot of people who they've been doing that, they making all the money, but yet when emergency comes up, now they got to take out a TSP loan, or they got to borrow from the 401k or do a withdrawal and get all these penalties. We got to stop that. Really, we got to stop that. So how much should you have saved? You should have, if you have no money saved at all, then your first goal is $1,000. And you need to get to the $1,000 as soon as possible. I mean, as soon as possible. If you come into some extra money from tax time or from wherever, bonus, whatever it is, you need to get to $1,000 as soon as possible, because emergencies do not give us a warning. We don't get a heads up that an emergency is about to occur. So here's another thing that I see people do. They get tax money, get a lump sum of tax money, and oh, I'm going to pay off this, and that, and I'm going to use the rest for vacation, or I'm going to spend it on this, that, and the other, but then still don't have any money saved for emergencies. We've got to place the same amount of importance on emergency funds as in saving in general as we do on getting out of debt. When you come into a lump sum of money and you don't have any money saved, no, you should not just take all of that money and pay off the debt. What if you have an emergency in between? But now you're using the same credit card that you already just paid off, and now you're back in the same cycle over and over again. When do we stop the cycle of continuing to pay off debt, get in debt, pay off debt, get in debt, don't save enough, get in debt, pay off debt? Like, when do we break this cycle? Really? We can have a generational cycle of good money habits, or we can have a generational cycle of bad money habits. Which one do you want? Which one are you? Which one do you want to be? We got to, put an end to this thing of people constantly going in debt and counting on the one check per year. We get this one-time lump sum. By the way, on that point, we wait for the lump sum for at tax time, 10,000, 15,000. Oh, I got 7,000 back on my tax return. That means the IRS held your money all year long at 0% interest. Why are you okay with that? Why are we endorsing that mindset that I am all year long waiting and accumulating and paying my taxes? Oh yeah, I really don't want to owe, so I'm gonna just pay extra. We paying extra for what? For it to be a balance. Now, of course, nobody desires to owe, and I'm all for the not owing piece. Yes, let's not owe. But at the same time, let's keep in mind that while we're letting the IRS hold our money at 0% interest, we could be investing that money somewhere else. And for some, they're struggling all year long just to get the big check, and then the big check is gone as fast as they receive it. Wait a minute. What? How? What? Huh? How is that okay? It's not. It's not. So again, going back to what I said, let's not get comfortable, so comfortable in our jobs that we think that we're exempt from being cut from said job, that a layoff couldn't occur, or that we couldn't be fired, or they just decided to do the shutdown, or whatever the case may be. Let's make sure that we are always financially positioned and ready, so that if any of those occur, we lost a job, whatever, it's a welcomed vacation. Now, going back to what I said, I was telling you how much you should have saved. So the first goal, if you have no money saved, is $1,000. Now, I know some people, some experts have said, you should do the 10, 10, 80 and 10, 10, 10, 70 and all of that stuff. I'm not opposed to that, but I don't think that that is a one size fits all situation, because it depends. Not everybody can save 10% to start. They got to work up to it. So after you have saved $1,000, and actually, after you've saved $1,000, your next goal after that is a 1 month cash reserve. How much does it take to run your house? Most times, the average person, when I ask them about their savings, they may say something like, "Oh yeah, I have 10,000 saved, or I have 20, I have 40, whatever." But it's usually a random number. Like, they don't have a logic behind how they came up with the number. It just sounded like a lot of money. So yeah, oh, I have 10,000 saved. Okay, but you make 120,000 and you only have 10,000 saved. So if you lost your job tomorrow, God forbid, how long is that $10,000 going to last you? Not long enough. It's not. It's a good start. Don't get me wrong. It's a good start, because there's a lot of people who don't even have 10,000 saved. But you got to keep going from there. So how much does it take to run your house? What's your necessity number? If you had to, if no money was coming in and you had to pay all the bills, how much money is required to cover everything that you need to cover in a given month? Whatever that number is, that is your 1 month cash reserve. That's your next goal. I saved 1,000. Now I've determined that all my bills add up to $4,000 a month. So my next goal is I got to get to $4,000. And how do I do that? Well, let me go and make sure I have a budget. Have a budget, and then from there, how much money can I consistently put into savings? So from there, once you have determined that, then you keep going. I got my 1 month cash reserve, I got my 2 month cash reserve. That's how you set savings goals for yourself. Now, how many months should you have of cash reserve? That's the next question. There's always mixed answers about that. I used to say 6 months, but not anymore, because I just told you that we had a client who was out of work for 10 months. 10. And I had another client who was out of work for 7 months. So is 6 months really enough in this day and time? No, it's not. It's really not. So if you save, you need to work towards having a 12-month cash reserve. Now, for some, if you haven't saved before, or if maybe you saved some, but you had, it might sound like it's way out there somewhere, way, way out there. But this is something you work up to over time. I'm not saying go get 12 months cash reserve tomorrow when you haven't even saved up one, but work towards setting those goals until you get to the 12-month cash reserve. And then from there, that's where you need to start making sure your money is earning money. So here's another homework assignment, because I have met one too many people who either don't know, they have a savings account, but don't know what their interest rate is on the savings account. If you don't know, I'm asking you right now, what is the interest rate on your savings account? If your answer is I think it's if you don't know, or your answer started with that is your homework at the end of this podcast. You need to go and figure out what is the interest rate on your account. If it starts with point, if it doesn't start with a 1, 2, 3, but it starts with points, like 0.2, 5, 0.4%, 0.5, then you need to make some changes after the day. You need to make some changes. It's not okay for the bank to just pay you nothing, and you got thousands of dollars sitting in there, and they're only going to give you point something percent. What are we doing? The range right now I've been seeing for the savings accounts, high yield, online high yield savings accounts, most of those are ranging in the 3 to 4% range. So if you're earning less than 3% on your savings account, you need to make some changes, ma'am and sir. You need to make some changes, because that's not, you're missing out. You're missing out on money. And if you're going to have a lot of money in your savings account, it should be earning money. So the best way to do that is to look up top 10, Google search, or ask ChatGPT or Gemini, top 10 online high yield savings accounts. Look that up so you can see what's out there and what's available. Then you can kind of determine from there what, maybe I need to move my savings into this other particular account. Which leads to another point of something else that I see commonly, is that people get really comfortable with their bank. Oh, I've been banking with such and such for the last 20 years. What has the bank done for you lately? Okay, what has the bank done for you lately? You're being extra faithful to them. Some of us are being extra faithful to the bank, and the bank has not even been a little bit faithful to us. What interest are they earning for you? What interest are they earning for you? Next to nothing? Then why are you there? Why? So when you look for these high yield savings accounts, look for minimum zero balance requirement, meaning, there's not a minimum requirement, or even if it's $100, that's fine, but not something that's like, oh, you got to have a minimum of 1,000 at all times, because then if you happen to dip below because you did whatever, then they're going to charge you a fee. That which leads to the next point: no fee. If you're paying a fee for your account, why? You shouldn't be paying a fee for your checking and savings account. There are too many banks who offer no fee and still pay you interest and act like they actually appreciate you letting them hold your money. So if you've been married to these banks for years and they haven't done anything for you, it's time to start shopping. Okay? It's time to start shopping and taking advantage of what they have to offer. So anyway, I'm at 44 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, because I didn't intend to go into a whole teaching moment today, but I do just want to recap one more time really quick for those that maybe just joined about these two events this weekend. Again, it's two women's events. One of them is a women's encounter event, which is happening starting tomorrow, actually. And you can log onto my website to see both events, breannacolón.com/events, BREANNACOLON.com/events. And you can see the event for the Transformation Encounter that starts tomorrow, runs through Saturday. Again, if you only want to go for one day, you can do a one-day pass, or if you want to do all 3 days and you have time, you can certainly do that as well. And again, the discount code is on there. If you go on my website, you'll see the discount code where you can get 10% off of the registration fee for that. The other event is a table, which starts on Saturday evening, runs through Sunday. The full day conference is on Sunday. If you want the full VIP experience, then you can register to attend Saturday evening as well as all day Sunday. I will be speaking tomorrow at the Transformation Encounter, which is in Alexandria, Virginia. And I will be speaking on Sunday during the all day conference for the table event. Both are going to be really wonderful events. And so you should get in where you fit in, ladies. If you're a visionary, a leader, you have something inside of you that you want to get birthed out. You want to network, you want to be inspired, encouraged, all of the above. If you've been going through some stuff in life and you need to be encouraged and inspired and motivated and whatever, you just never know what the Lord has in store for you for these events. So pray about it and see, where is the Lord leading you. Is it leading you to attend both events? Then by all means, I would love to see your face at the place. And if you heard about this, if you attend the event and you heard about it here, please come up and let me know. I would love to know that because you watched the podcast, you found out about the event, decided to attend. I would love to be able to meet you. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Again, I'm all about the change your mind, change your money, change your life. That is our motto of our company, Integrity Financial. By the way, I might as well put the plug in for that. Um, if you have any goals that you're trying to reach financially, and you need some help achieving them, here we are. We're your go-to for that. You can sign up and schedule a free consultation, a free initial consultation where we can just talk with you and get an understanding of what you're looking to accomplish financially and talk about how we can help. No pressure at all. If you decide, you feel we're a good fit for what you're trying to do and we can help you, then great. But if not, that's fine too. But I can tell you right now, we've been rocking out and God has just blessed us tremendously. Our team has done some fantastic things. God is really moving in the midst of all things Integrity Financial, and we have absolutely been changing lives financially, testimony after testimony, helping people to retire well, helping people to just be on financial track, just whatever it is, wherever you are, we help people to be well financially. So anyway, guys, have an awesome day. I'm going to go and have the rest of an awesome day. Go get this hair fixed so I can be fly for this weekend. And I will see you guys soon. Hopefully, ladies, I will see you at the women's conference. Bye-bye.